Hey everybody, welcome back. So this unboxing, kind of a funny story with that. I got this a while back through proxy bid. It was, I think it was through Gun Auctions USA. And for whatever reason, you know, I picked it up at the gun shop, just grabbed the box, took it, and forgot about it. Never got around to showing you guys. Never even really got around to taking it out of the box until right before this filming, and you know, throwing some tape over my serial, and that was it. And for whatever reason, I also had two bayonets. I know there's two in here. I don't have a clue which auction company I got them from. Can't find it on any of my invoices, and as you can tell, this is still taped up. I've not even looked at them. I really don't know what's in here. I know there's an FAL bayonet, but I have no clue what else is in here. So, what we're going to do is, you guys get to find out with me, because quite frankly, I don't remember. In addition to that, there's that FAL bayonet that's in here is going to go with something very cool in here, which was quite expensive and cost somewhere to the tune of $1,700. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's take a look at it. You guys will get to find out what's in this brown wrapper along with me, since I don't have a clue and I don't remember. But I know, like I said, there's an FAL bayonet in here. I don't know what else is in here. I think it might be like a number 4 Mark 1 bayonet. Actually, I cannot believe I remembered that correctly. That is a shocker. I actually remembered that. There's a number 4 Mark 1 spike bayonet. And it actually has number 4 Mark 1 back here. Covered in cosmoline. All metal. That's nice. No complaints on that. I have no clue what I paid for it, because I can't even find my invoice. But anyway, yeah, fun time. Here we go. Here's that FAL bayonet. Definitely old, definitely surplus. As one can tell, this looks like it's been sitting in cosmoline once again. Yeah, absolutely covered in cosmoline. And there are no markings on it other than 221457. It's pretty cool. Find out in a little while whether or not it goes to what's in the box. I hope so. But without further ado, let's dive off into it. I actually had conversed with Misha on this one because he was talking about, there went the mag, let me get that. Because he was actually talking about some of the FAL variants that were coming into the country a long time ago. One of which was imported by Springfield. It was a rare variant of an SA-48, or I guess it was an SA-48, or maybe it was a 4800. I don't remember exactly. I will link to the video up here so you guys can go watch it too. And there was some strange things that went on with the usage of the receivers in terms of ones that they reused, what specifically they ended up being for. And quite frankly, I just wanted this one because it was really cool and made by Springfield. That says it's an FAL bayonet, but that is not. You know what? I don't have a clue. Anyway, so this, boys and girls, is my Springfield SAR-4800 Sporter, which is in quite nice shape. And it does have the flash hider. It does have the bipod. And it does have the really cool Springfield markings on it, which I will show you now. That way you guys can see it. Springfield Armory, Genesco, Illinois, made in Brazil. 48 match. No, that's not the serial number. Serial number is actually over here. I don't really know all the craziness going on with this thing. There's definitely some craziness. You guys that have a keen eye will notice that that is definitely not how I think these originally came in terms of the charging handle. Wow, that thing is fun to rack. Actually, thought that was going to lock forward. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. But it's a really cool looking rifle. I'll give you that. And of course, like I said, having the bipod is just an added bonus. And of course, the black plastic FAL handguards. What I really like is the fact that it does have the bipod, which is swiveling, not necessarily anything else, but that's pretty cool. Of course, a lot of people like to call this the right arm of the free world. Guys, honestly, I've not even looked at this to the point of knowing. I don't even have a clue what the bore looks like. I couldn't tell you. Let me go ahead and lock these back. Let's get into the mag. I don't know if this has a bolt hold open feature, but we're about to find out. I don't profess to know anything about FALs, other than a long time ago, back in the day, I had a very nice FAL kit that I had intended on doing something with at some point, and I just ended up selling it. Here is our mag, covered in oil, wrapped in bubble wrap. Let's get this off the table. Maybe it'll lock it open. No, it won't. Of course not. You know, the funny thing is, I don't even know what half this stuff is. I don't know what half these buttons are. So you guys can get a great laugh at me on this one. There's my mag release. But like I said, I don't have a clue how nice this thing really is. This may involve me not really sure. This may involve me having to pause the camera because I didn't prepare properly ahead of time for this, to take this thing down and get a good look at the bore. I think we may do that right now, since I didn't prepare for this video, so I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. So sorry about the pause there, because quite frankly I don't know anything about FALs or L1A1s for that matter. Had to go off and educate myself on this one. I thought I knew what I was looking at, but apparently I didn't. Best I can understand, and I will insert a screenshot up here in the top left, this is a Springfield SAR-4800, which we knew that based off the marking here, but it's a strange Springfield. So there is one of these that used to be available on Atlantic Firearms' website, which the handguards are different. So I'm thinking this is either I'm thinking this is some sort of early pre-banned SAR-4800 that Springfield Armory did. I'm going to read you what I gleaned from their website, because this is a weird hodgepodge of the FAL, and they call it a Springfield SAR-4800 that has been built into a British Enfield L1A1 rifle. Pre-1994 assault weapons ban. Let's Let's see, rifle appears to be mostly infield parts, as the lower bolt carrier and gas block are all infield marked. Bolt carrier and bolt have also been stamped with serial number of the receiver. The Springfield receivers were built by Imbel in Brazil and are forged steel receivers, better than cast, blah blah blah. While this rifle was built, though, the metric magazine catch on the receiver was retained. Now see, I noticed that when I looked at it. I was thinking, well, the front end kind of looks like a L1A1, but it's got a metric style mag. So believe me, I'm just as confused as anybody else is. So it uses much more common metric FAL mags. They also didn't modify the charging handle cut for the folding inch handle. They left it to accept a metric one should you ever decide to change it back to a metric pattern rifle. The folding charging handle was modified on this rifle to fold flat against the metric cut receiver and is a BSA part. And that's basically what I was able to glean from this information. So, you know, I'm really, this is a very odd rifle. Now, I'll insert a picture up here in the top left. The rifling is excellent. It's just dark. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know if they just didn't chrome line these. I don't know if they did chrome line them. I really don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of things I don't know. But probably won't even be able to get this crazy thing back together either, since I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, probably not. Hanging on something already. Yeah, it's really odd. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to fumble with it some more, but suffice it to say, this is a very strange FAL. It's a weird mix of an FAL and an L1A1. Best I can understand, because, and I will show you guys, I will not show you, but I'll do it off camera. A metric magazine locks right in place. I'm definitely going to insert a lot of pictures of this so you guys can weigh in on this. Chris Gosling, I'm going to be leaning on you, good sir, and anybody else out there that knows anything. You know, strangely enough, it's yards is on the rear side here. It's marked in yards. I don't know if that was common. You know, this one has the weird fiberglass, almost bakelite looking handguards on it. It does have, the bipod does not have a sling swivel in the front, which I think is interesting. It does have the carry handle, has the pebble grain stock, as well as pebble grain pistol grip. So I am completely confused on this. Like I said, I'll be inserting pictures in this, and anybody that can weigh in on this, I would greatly appreciate it, because I don't know much about these. I just thought it was really cool because it was Springfield Armory, and I was like, well, Springfield Armory FAL would be cool, so that's why I got it. I have not actually checked the trigger on this. Not a bad trigger. It's a little heavy, but not bad. I don't know what in the world I'm going to do with this bayonet now. I guess I'll be getting rid of that, since it doesn't necessarily fit. Well, hold on. No, since it doesn't necessarily fit that flash hider up there. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes this happens when you don't really 100% know what you're looking at. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a cool looking rifle. I mean, like I said, this one came in at 1700, which ain't bad for what it is. It's just I do not know enough about it. I'll reference Misha's video. I think I said that earlier. maybe to hopefully shed a little bit of light on these. Like I said, I'll also insert, you guys would have already seen it by now, but the description from what I saw over at Atlantic is also going to be on here. Yeah, I just really don't know. I am so confused right now, but it's a good looking rifle. I will at least give it that. I mean, it is a nice looking rifle. Doesn't look like there's anything really wrong with it. I mean, the bolt, you can tell the bolt, you know, there's a lot of crazy mismatched stuff on here, but it's not terrible looking. Let's see if I can show you guys a little bit better. It's got a lot of numbers on it. It's got numbers here, numbers here, numbers here marked out. Numbers up here. I mean, nothing nothing matches, which I don't know if that's normal or not for some of these old kit builds, but it's interesting to say the least. Certainly interesting. Of course, I can tell you this much: it's got lightning cuts in the bolt, or in the bolt carrier. That's all I can tell you. Oh boy. But yeah, guys, please weigh in the comment section, because I don't have a clue what I'm looking at. I really don't. And that is painfully evident. All I know is it's a Springfield SAR-4800. Past that, I don't know. I think what I gleaned off Atlantic is close in terms of telling me kind of what this is, but it still doesn't look exactly like it. And I'll try to maybe throw some pictures up in the top left of what they show. But I think this is possibly an older one than that one, or somebody changed out all this furniture. I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot I don't know here. Anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. If you guys have something similar to this, by all means, weigh in and tell me about it, because I'm at a loss. Chris, if you're watching, please weigh in, sir. You know a lot more about the features of these things than I do. I will do my best to insert as many photos as possible of all the parts throughout this video, and maybe that'll help somebody out with cueing me into what this is. But anyway, just want to thank you guys for watching. Big shout out to my subscribers. Thank you guys for all your likes, your shares, your comments. And like I said, if you've got one of these, please let me know and tell me about it, school me on it, because I don't 100% know what I'm looking at. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, you guys have a great day.